Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Let's spike the punch, grind to usher, and talk about our favorite topic, ourselves. Hello, I'm Chelsea and I'm the cute one.
And I am Donny and I am the cute one.
And we are here today to cover The Running Man.
You've done it again, Chelsea.
What?
This is like when you wanted to cover Idiocracy after the election results, or when you wanted to cover the breakup during my divorce. This was a little too close to home.
It was. I enjoyed watching it, but the night did end with me getting teary-eyed and talking to Dr. Bald about how the world is a dumpster fire and I'm frightened for our children's future. So I do think that, maybe I'll be a little bit more mindful. Maybe I'll finally learn my fucking lesson.
I don't know that you will. But
I don't know if I will either.
As long as they're on your weeks and you're making me watch the movie, I can watch it at 2 times speed. Yeah. I don't have that option in real life. Which, again, if I had the click remote, I would not learn my lesson.
I really do love that you took a completely different message from Adam Sandler's Click. The amount of time we talk about Adam Sandler's Click is actually truly remarkable, given we've never covered it. And we shan't. That I've learned my lesson from.
Why?
I was sobbing by the end of that movie.
You can watch it at 2 times speed.
No, that movie gave me existential dread.
I love that
But I do
movie.
love that you walked away from it being like, if only. Bloop, bloop.
I do that often. I always say, and this is like a power that no one's offered me because it doesn't exist. But if teleporting existed, but scientists knew, like, teleporting exists, but it does take an hour off your life every time you do it, I would do it to the grocery store. If I forgot my coffee in the other room, I would do it right now. There would be no end to me teleporting.
Well, there would be an end to you teleporting. It would be the end of the first 24 hours you had access to that power, because you would just deplete your life force 1 hour at a time that entire day. Great. So glad that we've started out this Running Man recap by breaking down Click and hypothetical teleportation situations.
Now you know. Do-do-do-do.
So this movie came out on November 13th, 1987. It was a Friday. I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany was at the top of the music charts. And then Fatal Attraction, this movie, and Hello Again were the top 3 movies at the box office. Also on this day, Cal Ripken Jr. and Kelly Greer got married in Towson, Maryland.
Wow. And I was about to celebrate my second Thanksgiving.
Oh, I was going to say at the start of this, neither of us were born, but I always forget you're an old bitch.
An 86, baby.
So if today's episode makes you laugh or scream or contemplate how old is Donny turning, please do us a favor and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. A 5-star review is the easiest way to help us grow our audience and this community. So thank you. Also, we have ad-free versions over on Patreon, and we have just wrapped up our Desperate Housewives coverage. We're moving into chaotic season 2 Glee episodes and then right into Gossip Girl, which I have never seen.
Well, there's an attempted Beethoven second in the very first episode, so buckle up.
I love that that's our through line.
Welcome to New York.
We've been raping for you. Do you have any background or trivia about The Running Man, Donny?
Yes, it was based on the novel by Stephen King, who was using a different name because it wasn't a horror book, it was a sci-fi, so he didn't want, people to think, oh, he's trying to try something new. So he used a different name, and the guy that either produced or directed it, whatever. I took this information away from the trivia, but not enough to write down. Sure. Someone that either produced or directed it, he didn't find out that Stephen King was attached until halfway through filming, which is cool.
If that was me, I would feel so smart. I would be like, wow, I plucked this one out
I know how
and
to pick
picked
on
it. Yeah.
The screenplay was by Stephen E. DeSouza, who also wrote Die Hard, Beverly Hills Cop 3, The Flintstones, and the Street Fighter movie. And it was directed by Paul Michael Glazer, who directed The Cutting Edge and Kazam. Which, by the way, Chelsea, the 80s and early 90s of these kinds of movies were really an untapped resource for our spreadsheet. I added The Cutting Edge and Kazam to it, and then I went on IMDb to both of those movies, and all the movies it suggested, we didn't have on our spreadsheet either. So I added about 60 movies to the spreadsheet.
What are those movies? Kazam, is that an action movie?
People think there's a genie movie from the 90s called Shazam, and there's not. But really, there was Kazam about a genie. But people do the
Mandela effect?
Yeah, people do the Mandela effect and think there's another one that doesn't exist.
Huh.
I think this one... See, I'm Mandelaing myself right now. This one either has Shaquille O'Neal and people think it's Sinbad, or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah. The budget was $27 million, and it made $38 million worldwide.
Okay.
This is the craziest thing I'm going to say. Well, for now. I was going to say this whole episode, but God only knows where it'll take us.
Yeah, it's hard to really predict the future when we started out with Adam Sandler.
This movie was a Kids' Choice nominee for Favorite Movie Actor, but it lost to Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop 2, another rated R film.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. There were 3 nominees. The other nominee was Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing, a movie about an abortion. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
We couldn't have, given it to Wishbone, the dog.
Yeah, where was
teaching us about
Beverly Hills
history?
Chihuahua during all this?
Well, we say it anytime we cover a movie before 1990, and that's Gen X didn't have children's movies. They just had movies that children watched.
But normally, if it was Kindergarten Cop, that's not a
Sure.
kid's movie. But at least, we're hiding the fact that it's not.
There are children in the movie.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 2 and The Running Man is insane.
A movie about a TV show where the whole concept is murder.
That'll do it. Roger Ebert gave it 2.5 stars out of 4 and said, the movie's problem is that it's all the action scenes are versions of the same scenario. TV host Dawson introduces a killer and his trademark weapons, and then Schwarzenegger faces him in battle. The one element in the movie that is not standard and that does have some energy is the TV show itself, with Dawson's performance as the egotistical sleazebag. I do agree that it was very
Formulaic.
cut and repeat. Yeah. I always say that. Action movies have one too many fights. Drama movies have one too many crying scenes.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it moving. Let's
Okay.
watch it at 2 times speed with our
Boop,
quick
boop.
remote. It's time for taglines. I have brought this one, Chelsea. It's time to run.
Okay.
But with ... dots.
It's time to run.
Yeah.
You should make a sign to hold it up for the New York City Marathon this weekend.
I'm not going to that.
I had 2, and I couldn't pick which one. The first one is run, run, run as fast as you can.
Okay, I like it.
The second one is a game show to die for.
I like that better.
I think so, too.
Yeah. The real ones are, the year is 2019. The finest men in America don't run for president. They run for their lives.
Is it 2019? I thought it was 2017.
It was, so I don't know why they said that. The Running Man is a deadly game no one has ever survived, but Schwarzenegger has yet to play.
I hate that so much. But
Do
I
you?
can't get mad that they used his real name because, spoiler alert, cuties, do we know this man's character name? Probably not, because I call him Arnold the entire outline.
I knew it while I watched it, but now I forget. Which is something about TV shows now, and I'm sure I talked about it. TV shows now just are not memorable. I can watch 4 seasons of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and besides the 3 leads, I couldn't tell you anybody else.
I think it's because we binge. It's the same
Yeah.
as cramming for a test. You take the test and it's gone. Whereas when things are released week after week, we sit with it throughout the week and it transfers to our long-term memory. But instead now we're just watching 100 shows in a row and then we're oop, on to the next thing. Let me just completely Men in Black myself.
That's it exactly. You're onto something. 2 bits of trivia. 1, Patrick Swayze, famous Kids' Choice Award nominee, and Christopher Reeve were considered for the lead role, but neither one of them got it. I don't think he was in a wheelchair yet, Chelsea, if that's what the face was.
No, I was just thinking about, my issue with Patrick Swayze. I always get him and Kevin Bacon mixed up.
No, this is the good one. Also, the movie inspired American Gladiators. When they took it to whatever channel it was on, we'll say Fox. It seems Fox adjacent. When they took it to Fox, they said, we want it to be just like The Running Man, except without death. That
Some would
works.
argue not like The Running Man then. I have a piece of trivia because I watched this with Dr. Bald, who is a big Arnold head. And he said that he read the Last Action Hero book. And in it, he learned that the guy that played Sven
Okay.
was Arnold's bodybuilder. So that's why he got so much airtime as a security guard. And he even got that line at the end of, I've got to go get steroids.
Oh, okay. Last Action Hero is a Christmas movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I added that to our list as well.
Fun.
And Jingle All the Way. We had 2 Arnold Christmas movies not on the list.
Ho, ho, ho. So now I want to know, what character in this movie do you identify as?
I am the old woman because I am a fan of my reality TV competitions, but when I start to smell bullshit, I will help take your show down. I want to burn it to the ground. Don't you dare try to tell me a hamster wheel is part of Big Brother.
Okay. Way to go, Agnes. I am Amber, the leading lady,
No peeking, Carlos.
because I also hate men, and my nosiness is what's ultimately going to be my demise.
Okay.
So now it's time for the 1-minute synopsis. Can you break down this fine film?
Turn on the news and you can see what this movie's about.
Good times, good times.
Uh-huh.
By 2017, the world economy has collapsed. Food, natural resources, and oil are in short supply. A police state divided into paramilitary zones rules with an iron hand.
But enough about us. More to the movie.
Yeah. Television is controlled by the state, and a sadistic game called The Running Man has become the most popular program in history. All art, music, and communications are censored. No dissent is tolerated, and yet a small resistant movement has managed to survive underground.
Chelsea, I had interest, as you know, in the remake. Glenn Powell's in it. He's always fun to look at. And the lead from All-American is in it.
So, cuties, if you're playing bingo at home, we've got our All-American square covered. Now let's see if 911 pops up.
Okay, but also with the bingo board. And this, it's going to have to start after this episode because this episode is about reality TV. I'm sure I'll talk about Big Brother 40, but I'm going to give myself a head of household competition and try for 1 month to not talk about Big Brother 40 on the podcast.
1 month? That's bold.
8 episodes. I can do that. You don't think?
It's not 8, it's 12.
Because of the Patreon?
Yeah.
I know. It is a lot. It's always in my head, but I'm afraid if I always put it in everybody else's head that it will make people less excited. So that by the time we finally get to it, people are like, enough, I'm exhausted.
Okay. Well, that's nice of you to think of after you've been already talking about it for 6 months.
Well, that had to be the lead up. Now I have to pull it away so people miss it.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder,
Yeah.
I've heard. Okay. I can only predict where this is going to go, which is going to be you like speaking in code, because I really don't believe that you can do it. You're going to be like, well, if I ever hosted a party of some kind, I was thinking it could be a fun competition.
I bought 6 balance beams. And then
For
I'll just stare.
something.
Yeah.
On our soundboard, I'm going to get a buzzer sound or maybe like a bullhorn. So every time you start talking about it, it's just...
Well, if I were to throw a party in March, I would need that sound effect. So please keep it to the side.
Wait, how did we get here? Oh, the bingo board. Okay, so
Yeah.
you wanted to see the remake.
I wanted to see the remake because of the All-American leading man. But after this movie, I have no interest now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I did have a decent time. I was entertained, but I don't need to see this story again.
Yeah, I think there's a campiness and a silliness to 80s movies, and especially because I wasn't born when this movie came out, so it wasn't made for me. So I think there's like a dissonance that takes place where I'm enjoying it in a non-serious way to begin with, and I feel like they're going to make it too realistic for the remake. Like having Arnold deliver lines where you don't know if he's trying to be funny or if it's just funny because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. There is an element that takes you out of the reality of it, whereas I feel like this is going to be like the Squid Games.
I think it'll be less like the Squid Games only because Glenn Powell is a digestible Ryan Reynolds. Like, Glenn Powell gets the role that Ryan Reynolds would if he was younger.
Burn. Did you hear that, Ryan? You old fuck.
Check your hair plugs. But there's only so much you can do with comedic lines while also making it dark and gritty.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a police officer in this totally unrealistic sci-fi world where the government is amassing more and more power and people do not have access to food, water, healthcare, and basic human rights. Using the helicopter to scan the skies for any disturbances, Arnold notices an uprising involving 1,500 unarmed people, many of whom are women and children. And when he is issued the command to eliminate as many people as possible, Arnold is disgusted and says, "To hell with you! He will not fire on innocent people!" Buckle up. Donnie. There's going to be a lot more where that came
I'm
from.
glad.
But the problem with being a cog in the machine is there's always a new cog to take your place. So as he attempts to abort the mission, his second in command opens fire and then arrests Arnold, but not before dangling him out of a helicopter. 18 months later, Arnold has a fun new nickname, the Butcher of Bakersfield, as the government has pinned the massacre entirely on him. He is now a prisoner of the state in a work camp where he and the other inmates wear Love Island necklaces. But instead of these necklaces being secret microphones for reality TV, these collars are wired to blow up if the inmate breaks any rules, making their head explode. But you're crazy if you think Arnold is just going to sit around and accept this fate. He and some of the other inmates are planning an Ocean's 11 heist, with Arnold and Laughlin staging a fistfight to serve as a distraction, while the brains of the operation, Weiss, attempts to hack into the system and deactivate the electric fence around the prison. And good things come to those who wait, because when the code gets entered, one inmate tries to make a break for it before the system is completely down, leading to his head exploding right off his body.
Jesus.
R.I.P. But the rest of the men break free, hooting and hollering as they make their escape, while Arnold looks on like a proud mother on Christmas who just got you the gift she swore she couldn't afford this year.
Speaking of heists, I only saw a meme of it, so I don't know if it's real. I tried to look on the news, but apparently some of the Louvre thieves have been caught, and one is so hot. But I don't know if he's real.
I saw 2 different mugshots, and I immediately said, oh, Donnie's going to be so happy. He looks like a Jonas brother.
People are saying he looks very Chase Crawford adjacent, which again, let us plug our Gossip Girl Patreon. Oh, Chelsea, is this the other one?
Yeah, but that's not real.
Okay, so if I had money and I was putting together a team, Luigi, this guy, and the hot convict that got the modeling contract. Remember him with face tattoos? I'm sure there's one big one I'm missing, but I do feel like a movie about me gathering 11 hot prisoners. And it could be whatever kind of movie you want it to be, really. It could be a heist movie. It could be a porn. I'm happy with whatever we put in the theaters.
Yeah, they could steal your tushy.
Well, now we're going down the porn route. Then I could finally do my Twilight porn that I always wanted to do that ends with Breaking Dawn.
I know that's not the right tune, but I feel like you can just make sounds and it's Twilight season.
Oh, yeah, well, we won't be able to get the rights to the real music, so we have to do like...
it'll just be me in the background going...
You're on the soundtrack committee for my porn?
It's just me whispering into a microphone as you're getting railed and me just being like...
I always wanted to do a sketch comedy where I was one person that worked at a porn studio and I did the after voices. So it would just be me in a studio watching a porn and doing the man's voice and the woman's voice.
And all the...
Yeah.
Oh, I do not like that sound. I do not like that.
I do it often.
Okay. Back to this movie. I understand that they basically just murdered all of the guards. So, like, nobody's chasing after them. Their final boss was that, like, electrical fence that was surrounding the prison. But it just seems, like, not efficient to be cheering with your guns in the air. Like, they're, like, pom-poms. Like, maybe be a little bit sneakier. Or at least conserve energy because they're in the middle of a desert. You've got a long way to go. And they're like, yeah, woo! They're doing, like, the end of that 180s movie where he,
The
like,
Breakfast Club.
Hate
it.
I know you do. We are going to have to suck it up at some point because that one is requested quite a bit.
Okay.
But then you have to ask the cuties. Cuties, do you want to hear Donnie shit on that movie?
Oh, well, let's do... This is my loophole. Let's do Cutie's Choice John Hughes Teenagers movies. This way we only have to cover one, but they get what they want.
Okay.
Great.
We'll call it Molly Ringwald May, because isn't she in, like, every single one for some reason?
Oh, yeah, that's only one. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I was afraid that we were doing Molly Ringwald movies all May, and I was like, I can't go into May into June with no options of my own.
I do always propose things to be May, just, like, completely derailing your mental health for the month of May. If it was Molly Ringwald May, we could end with a Secret Life of an American Teenager episode.
Even though we already covered Teaching Mrs. Tingle, I would sneak it back in.
Is she in that?
She's the guidance counselor.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Her most famous work. That's another ding on the bingo board.
Bingo.
Teaching Mrs. Tingle. Arnold and his besties, Weiss and Laughlin, make their way into... Is it Laughlin? Whatever.
Like Lori, yeah.
Which... The fact that Uncle Jesse is out here in the press talking about how Lori Loughlin's husband is like a narcissist and what a baby angel she is, it's all over my newsfeed. The power of manifestation. I get a dog, I name her Aunt Becky, and all of a sudden, Uncle Jesse is out here defending his woman.
Yeah,
the
he
power
never
of my
really
mind.
stopped. There was just no reason for him to do it. But
This college scandal was so long ago, and I know they're divorcing now and everything, but, you know, I do think that I had a part to play in that breakup.
I think so.
Thank you. Arnold and his besties, Weiss and Laughlin, make their way all the way to LA, where they sneak through the city to meet up with members of the underground movement. And while the members are skeptical of Arnold's involvement because he's a cop, Arnold doesn't think too highly of them either. He just sees a bunch of low foreheads who think they can change the world with dreams and talk. Low foreheads, it feels like a slur. It feels like I shouldn't say it.
Yeah, but also it seems Teresa Giudice.
I think it's a reference to maybe Neanderthals, which then, you know, you're allowed to use slurs about your community because, Donny, I tagged you in something this week. They have done a CGI image based on like the bones they found of a cave woman. And I didn't like to admit it, but I had to speak it out loud. It was a little adjacent to my bone structure.
I didn't see it, but I did reshare your comment because I'm always down for dragging you. And I didn't even really have to do anything this time.
Yeah, you just
click
had
the
to
button.
say retweet. I
Yeah.
agree. When giant outdoor TVs aren't broadcasting propaganda about reporting your neighbors to the police and joining the force, other reality shows like Climbing for Dollars play. But nothing tops The Running Man, where criminals have to fight for survival in an arena while being hunted down by stalkers. And every network needs their Andy Cohen, with The Running Man being produced by Damon Killian, who is charming on the streets and a freak in the sheets, and not in a good way. Who do you love? Damon! When he's not firing custodians, he's looking for the next rating boosts, whether it be by casting criminal babies, robbers with a suicide pact, or military criminals on the run. Dun, dun, dun.
Was this inspiration for the Hunger Games? Because this movie is just catching fire.
Yeah, I think that there are like themes throughout sci-fi. It's similar, but I feel like in any dystopian society, violence and entertainment go hand in hand. I mean, the Romans had the gladiator pits. I feel like this is a tale as old as time.
That's true. Remember I think the Pepsi commercial with Beyonce, Britney Spears, and someone else, and then Enrique Iglesias was the guy?
Uh-huh.
I would have put Enrique Iglesias on my team.
I love rock and
That's
roll.
what it was. Yeah.
Speaking of Pepsi.
For those who think young. Now, I do hope they can sponsor us one day so we can just use this exact clip.
It's already done. Already paid for, Pepsi.
Great. Also, Climbing for Dollars is a show I would probably watch, maybe audition for.
What, climbing a rope while Dobermans bite at your heels?
That can't be the full premise. There's probably other things you have to do too. Like right now it's Dobermans, maybe later it's piranhas, but the rope dips as
Austin Powers adjacent.
Yeah, but like it's dipping and you have to keep climbing. So really you're not moving any higher up the rope, but you have to not go in the water because it's going down.
It is really chilling. Yes, sci-fi is based in seeing the lay of the land and predicting the future, but I feel like there was like an absurdity to it. Like, wow, wouldn't this be so crazy and unhinged that society would devolve to this point of capitalism where people are willing to like put themselves in harm's way to get money? And it is chilling that would be a show that would be greenlit on Netflix any day now. Nick Lachey is going to come out and be like, all right, it's round 2. For this experiment, you're going to hang off of Mount Everest. Good luck.
So that I couldn't do. But if it's in a studio, anything in a studio I can do. When you take me to Mount Everest, I can't.
Your line in the sand is being able to be in a studio lot.
Except I did send in an audition tape for Survivor recently.
Really?
Yeah, I added the pumpkin smashing to it. And I said, like, clearly I have things to learn. I would love to learn it on national TV.
Did you include your eczema segment?
I didn't. I should have. I'll save that for Big Brother. That'll really tug at heartstrings. And
The
it's
sad
psoriasis,
music in the
Chelsea.
background.
Please
so
don't
sorry.
mislabel my handicaps. But I auditioned for Survivor because I think my time to get famous on reality TV, the window's closing, I think. So I am just trying all avenues now. Before I said never Survivor. But you know what? If I'm first out on Survivor, at least I'm on.
I love that attitude.
Thank you.
I feel like you will get famous on reality TV by being the villain or by being the laughing stock. And so certainly Survivor, you could be both. Because you could be laughed at and then lash out at everybody. Be like, I have psoriasis. Don't you dare call it eczema, you cunt.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. But if you're a casting director for a reality show, I would do anything at this point except climb a mountain.
So you're not going to be joining that Special Forces show?
Not Special Forces or the one where you literally have to backpack up a mountain.
That's just the whole show.
Yeah, called The Hike or something.
It's the climb.
Now, if that was the theme song, I would think about it.
Yeah, especially if Miley Cyrus sang live at
Was
the finale.
the host. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Miley, climbing up this mountain today.
Who do you think is the strongest vocalist on Disney Channel?
I don't know the girls the way you do, but...
Well, I'm going to say it's Demi Lovato, I think. I've really been thinking about it this week as I bought tickets to the Demi Lovato tour.
Miley had it, but then she has that vocal cord stuff.
And that, I think, makes it still sound good, but like folky. It adds a folkiness to it, where you can only sing like this. That's fine. If I had my circle chair.
Oh, isn't Ariana Grande? Oh, she was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Please don't confuse my handicaps.
I've done it again. I need to take an HR training. Like what you're hearing? Head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for more.
There you can find uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes.
That's patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne. See you there. The underground movement wants to hack into the network to broadcast the truth, but they can't find the code or the uplink. So Arnold says goodbye to his friends, promising to see you at the 10-year prison reunion. He isn't into politics. He's into survival, and his brother is going to help him get out of the city. But when Arnold arrives at his brother's home, it soon becomes clear that his brother isn't there. And even worse, every news station is playing footage of the Butcher of Bakersfield, warning everyone that he is on the loose and twisting what really happened that night with the use of some movie magic and Bravo-style editing. And so Arnold decides the best plan of action is to give big Beethoven 2 vibes, cornering the poor woman who has moved into his brother's apartment, tying her up and holding her hostage. The captive woman, Amber, tells Arnold that she doesn't know where his brother is, only that she moved into the apartment about a month ago and his brother was taken for re-education. And I do love the difference between boy and girl rooms, because as Arnold walks in, there's like ominous music in the background when he sees like fairy lights. And I just imagined him being like, this doesn't seem right. The bed has clean sheets and a pillow that isn't flat and somehow yellow for no reason. Like all the warning signs were there. A girl was living in this bedroom.
No, you're absolutely right. With a girl room, though, gay boy rooms are a weird in-between.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have fairy lights, but I also have like a Scream poster.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a level of dirtiness.
Yeah.
Where it's like you could have your Rosie O'Donnell Cutie Patootie doll and also...
But she's covered in dust.
Right. I know I've told the story before, but I'm never going to forget the first time that I went to Dr. Bald's home in college when we were doing long distance. He had come to me, and then he knew I was coming, and I arrived to nary a sheet on the bed, just a empty mattress with one single flat pillow. But he was a gentleman, and he let me use the pillow that night as we slept.
Wow. Was it thin or thick?
You know, if he didn't have sheets on the bed, that thing was basically just a paper towel.
But that's the only kind I like. If a pillow's too thick, I cannot get comfortable. I'm up all night. I feel like I'm in the have-not room.
Oh, see, and meanwhile, I sleep like the princess and the pea. I have 3 weighted blankets. I want to feel like I'm sleeping underneath the tires of a trash truck. And then I have about 6 different pillows I stack up all behind me.
But you know what's crazy? In high school, I used to need 3 pillows. If they weren't this high, I could not sleep. And now I really need it like a tissue.
That might be the fact that you've conditioned yourself to sleep on a couch.
No, I was like that before. Because now the only pillow I use is this on the couch.
You sleep on that?
And if I try to use a real pillow, I can't sleep. And I even do it like this, where all the stuffing's down here, and this is the part I sleep on.
You essentially just sleep on like a burlap sack. Like a hobo. And I can say hobo because we're covering a movie from the 80s. It was the time.
That's the rule. Wait till you hear what I'm going to say.
I love the things that they decide are like surely not going to go out of style. Like when Amber is working out, she's essentially using like a Bowflex machine. And I love the directors sitting around that round table and being like, okay, we don't want things to look dated. So we are going to have them in futuristic garb, but you know what? Egg on my face. If you're not watching on YouTube, Donny has just pulled out his own Bowflex machine. So perhaps they really are timeless.
My Thigh Master.
Huh. Okay.
But they did go out of style for a little bit and then came back. I saw this on a TikTok shop. I was like, I need it.
I really want to get from TikTok those little stands that you stand on and they just shake you. And it's always people like watching TV and just like,
Here's the thing about that. Anything that requires you to not do work, if that really worked, everybody would be physically fit. So I know I need to do some kind of work. And I know this is not lifting 200 pounds, but it is still hard. So that makes me feel like I'm really working out.
When's the last time you touched that thing before today?
The week I bought it. Well, you're really supposed to use it here, Chelsea, but this part I can't do. I'm not strong enough for that.
You know what? I've already lost my job as the voice person for your porno because you just made a couple sounds. I think we could just drop right into posts.
Well, I'm so glad you brought gay sex back into it because I was going to include that in the girl and boy room thing because gay sex is very much like a gay boy's room where like you can tell something's off about it. Just by listening, you can tell like the way a man moans during gay sex or grunts is not the way a straight man moans or grunts in sex. Like even as the top, you're still putting it into a place, so it should still sound the same, but it doesn't. Even if you watch a bisexual man. I've watched a man that like will do a scene with a man and then a scene with a woman, and he sounds very different in both.
So we're going off of, to be clear, we're going off of porn. So this is like industry standards.
We can use it off of porn, but also I've never been in the room with a woman, but I have been with straight men before.
And they make different moans even in gay sex?
Something's a little off, yeah.
Oh, it's like a regional dialect.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the upside down.
Can you give a little sample?
I think I just did with that machine.
So like gay sex is like,
Well, yeah, but that's for sure. I always moan like that, but I'm a bottom. But like even as a top, there's like a versus like a you know?
Is the second one straight?
No, the second one was the gay one.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. The more you know. Weigh in the Spotify chat, cuties, or in the YouTube comments. Have you noticed in your life, are gay sounds different than straight sounds? Sound off.
I also want to sound off about Arnold's outfit sneaking into this building.
Please.
He looked like the guy from Wreck-It Ralph, not Ralph.
Okay. It was a really interesting look, especially because he's trying to lay low, but he's essentially wearing a hard hat that looked like a baseball hat and suspenders.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell, like, is he trying to go undercover as, like...
Fix It Felix, that's the guy's name.
There it is. I had so many questions because nobody else was dressed like that from his little platoon.
Not a one. There is a hot guy I follow on Instagram. I want to know what he sounds like, but he wears overalls.
I love that could be your gaydar. You're like, moan for me, daddy. Let me see what I'm working with.
He wears overalls every single day. He has them in so many different colors and textures. And I kind of want to make it my thing, but then I feel like I'm copying.
Overalls or suspenders?
Overalls.
I think overalls are so cute. I love
Me
overalls.
too. Yeah, you're like an Olsen twin, but gay
Sassy.
and hot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I was saying sassy for me, not sassy for gay people. That seems
You
like a
can.
hate crime for me to say.
No, it's all right. You already called me low forehead or whatever.
I called myself that as a cave woman. I'm taking it back. I'm reclaiming it. But unlike the broads from last week's movie, this gal has a survival instinct. She waits until Arnold steals her travel visa, plans a tropical vacation, wears a fedora, and they're out in public. And then Amber strikes, crying for help and warning everyone that the murderer that everyone is looking for is right here.
When they're at the airport, this is related, but you didn't mention it. When they're at the airport and he says, I can taste those pina coladas already. I haven't talked about my allergy to pina coladas in quite a long time because I don't have them anymore. But as you know, they have me rubbing my stomach in the sand like some kind of pregnant elephant as I moan.
Why do you say as you know? I've never heard of this.
You don't know that I'm allergic to pina coladas?
Are you allergic to drinking?
No.
It's just pina coladas?
Yeah.
Wait, what do they... What?
Yeah. I don't know if it was the rum or the milk or the coconut or whatever, but like I've had milk before. I've had coconut before. I've had rum before. But a pina colada, which is always going to be what I drink if I'm like on a cruise or an island or whatever, I'm always going to have a pina colada. If a pina colada is an option, I will drink it.
Because you like getting lost in the rain.
In addition to many other things. But I will always have a pina colada. And then, like, as soon as it hits me, it's not a drunk thing. It's not like a early hangover. It's truly like the first sip. It's the most pain I've ever felt in my life. Quinn and I used to have pina coladas at the house to like celebrate little things. If it wasn't a champagne night, it might have been a pina colada night. I would drink the pina colada. As I was drinking it, I would have a heating pad on my stomach because I knew how much it was going to hurt.
You know, there were signs that you were an alcoholic.
One time I went on a cruise with my friend Kara, who will be at, I'm allowed to say it this episode, who will be at Big Brother 40. We went for her bachelorette party, and I was in so much pain. I dug a hole in the sand so that the sand was hot. I did this preemptively. Dug a hole in the sand for my stomach and then laid in it so it was like a rock pit almost. And I just moaned. Like that. It hurt so bad.
That sounded pretty straight to me, Donny. Wow. Well, that's what I did when I was pregnant. I would dig myself a little belly hole to support the girth. But now
that I am not drinking, I was going to say not an alcoholic, but still am. Now that I am not drinking, I don't think I'll be like tempted to have a non-alcoholic pina colada because I can just have non-alcoholic something else, strawberry daiquiri, whatever. But like a pina colada felt like sometimes you just need it. It like adds to the occasion.
Okay. I think I would probably create a pro and con column. And if the con column is that as soon as it touches my lips, I'm going to be moaning and digging myself a death pit in the sand. I don't know. Have to weigh the benefits.
I'm usually only out of commission for like a half hour.
Per pina colada?
Unless I have them all very quickly. Like if I have 2 pina coladas, then I can just be out a half hour. But if I pace it, then it is probably an hour. One time at Dallas Barbecue, it located in Times Square, their gimmick is like goblets this big of frozen alcoholic drinks. Usually I would get pina coladas, but then I would drink it. And then as I waited for my food to come, I would go on the toilet and hold my stomach and poop until my food came. And then whoever I was with would text me, "You can come out." And I'm like, "No, I can't. I'm in pain." Anyway, speaking of not drinking, the other day, Chelsea, a song from the Cats movie came on shuffle. And it was the first time that I like really sat and thought, like, I'm never going to drink again. I'm never going to be able to like day drink and watch a bad movie. There are some movies that I feel like you shouldn't experience sober, but I still want to experience. Like Dear Evan Hansen. You can't watch that sober. Now I have to. The good news is
we have this podcast, so we always have a reason to experience bad movies.
That's true. Maybe I can just drink a non-alcoholic pina colada during it, and then I'll still feel something.
Yeah, you'll feel your intestines stabbing you from within. Newly captured once again, Arnold comes face to face with Damon. Hello, cutie pie. Damon says he's got the brains, Arnold has the balls, and they can help each other out. Damon wants Arnold to volunteer for tomorrow's broadcast of The Running Man, or else his B-list buddies, Weiss and Laughlin, will go in his place. And so Arnold gets a microchip in his leg, a restraint in his mouth, shots in his muscles, and to quote Mariah Carey, it's time
to run. See, I didn't even know that you said that.
That's so true. People in the streets bet on the winners and losers. Damon threatens to tongue kiss elders in the audience, and Captain Freedom, famed stalker, and a gaggle of girls dancing impress the crowd as everyone gears up for a night of prime time manhunting. And this audience, I haven't seen an audience so jazzed since Wendy Williams. Clap if you love murder.
Wendy Williams, I can't say it enough. I went to her show repeatedly, and that was one of the most fun audiences I've ever been a part of. She had a dance contest before the show was on, like the first 10 minutes before we went to air. She would bring people down and you could dance. So fun. Can you imagine how insufferable these people watching The Running Man would be on Threads?
The think pieces.
I know.
Do you feel like they would be insufferable about like how wrong the show is, or no, because they wouldn't have the self-awareness. They would still be watching the show even though it's diabolical and evil, but they would be pretentious about like random things.
Yeah.
On their high horse about like random morality issues.
Yeah. Like, did you see that one dancer The dancers aren't really body positive. That's what they would say. But meanwhile, we're killing 3 people an episode. Also, while I was looking up trivia, I learned that this dance, I knew it was good. It was choreographed by Paula Abdul.
Huh.
I know.
Love to see it.
Me too.
Was she one of the dancers, or she just choreographed it?
She just choreographed it.
Arnold is presented to the crowd wearing a yellow onesie, and the biggest twist is revealed. His besties will be going into the arena with him after all. They have to get through all of the game areas in 3 hours or less. It's time to start running. Arnold says, "I'll be back."
I'm glad you brought that up. This cheapened it for me. I did not like it.
I would have been fine with it once, but they did it twice in the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up the second time because I was still offended from the first.
And so they are all zooted out to the first area of the arena, an ice skating rink, where they take on their first stalker, Sub-Zero, which all of this is a little bit too on the nose for my liking. Certainly, I feel like we could have gone in different directions for Sub-Zero, but I guess the man really loves his hockey. But Arnold wastes no time taking him out with some barbed wire and a can-do attitude. And I do love that they gave Arnold the, like, SVU type of line. So after every kill like this one, he said, "Here is Sub-Zero. It's heating up."
But if it was Ice-T, he'd say, "Here is Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero."
Not his voice at all.
Yes, it is! Chelsea.
Not an SVU.
He is soft-spoken with a lisp.
No, he would say, "Here's Sub-Zero. Now Plane Zero." That's how
Wait,
he delivers
am I wrong? Who am I
Yes.
talking about?
I do not. You're thinking of Mike Tyson.
No. Now, kid.
Now, when they got zooted out, this would have been a great ride at Disney.
Especially since it's a kid's movie.
Dr. Ball clutched his chest and whispered to himself, "This is how Dale Earnhardt died."
Who's that?
That was going to be my follow-up question. My first question to you was going to be, where were you when Dale Earnhardt died? And then the follow-up question, do you know who Dale Earnhardt is? And I'm guessing no.
Do you know where you were when he died?
Yeah, I was watching it with my grandpa.
Who is that, a spaceman?
He was a race car driver.
That would have been my second guess.
Then his son, Junior, got
Died?
up there. No, he started racing like in honor of his father's legacy.
Where was he the day? This is a Bindi Irwin.
Bindi! But that's where Dr. Bald's Southern shows, because all the people in North Carolina know where they were when Dale died. And now they're saying, "Go Junior."
Now, I wouldn't watch the Hunger Games if it was a race car event.
No. Although we should go to a race car race.
I'm giving you hippie festivals. I don't know if I can give you this.
Okay, that's fine.
But we'll pick and choose.
But you want those overalls, a perfect place to wear them.
I know. Oh, that's true. I do wish there were gay versions of straight Southern things. Because if there was like an all gay day where I could just go and be myself, then I would feel like, who cares if I'm really watching? I can just like pretend I am until I actually get into it. But then when there's, you know, sprinkled with MAGA people, then I'm like, oh, well then it's time to play. Am I going to the bathroom or being hate crimed?
Yeah. Overalls with the side of fearing for your life.
Yeah. Because overalls with a crop top would be a bop.
Total bop.
That says gas me up.
Or like Dr. Bald's favorite shirt at the Ocean City Boardwalk, "If it's got tits or tires, I can make her squeal." Meanwhile, Amber starts to wonder what's the truth when the news reports that Arnold shot people at point blank at the airport, but that's not true. So she sneaks into the network's restricted room, and when she pulls the real Bakersfield video, the one that shows Arnold is not a bloodthirsty killer, Damon knows another way to get the ratings to go up again. It's time to introduce a mystery contestant who they say is single, a slut, a cheater, and Arnold's Confederate lover. Let's reunite the little lovebirds. The growing gang faces the champion tag team, Chainsaw and Dynamo, equipped with chainsaws and singing. Singing so bad Mr. Shu would give him a solo. While the nerds are still finding a way to jam the network, Arnold says, "Jam it up the ass," and provides the distraction while Weiss and Amber memorize the codes. I would be fucked. Amber's given the job of like, okay, remember all these numbers. Do. I would say, you know what? I think we had a good run. This is the end. Because there's something about numbers that my brain just goes completely blank. Like I can do Sudoku puzzles when they're shapes, but when they're numbers, I can't.
How odd. You should start learning how to break this habit because numbers will be important for an event in March.
Oh, God. Well, I hope you make it later in the competition so that I'm not first out.
Sub-Zero's little hockey puck exploded or whatever. When I was also reading trivia, the original script had Arnold Schwarzenegger stealing one and then using it at the end of the game and like blowing someone up. But then audiences were upset that like he had this the whole time and could have saved his friends and didn't.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Also, Dynamo's costume, Dynamo's whole existence, actually, I didn't really understand it. Like, it was just, he just looked like Light Bright.
Dynamo was a strange one because everybody had their, like, basically wrestling persona. A lot of them were wrestlers also. But, like, it's very clear. Like, Chainsaw, he uses a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero, it's cold. Dynamo, he is covered in electricity and
I forgot I was holding
Donnie was just snuggling his Bowflex machine for comfort.
It gave me something to lean on. I love on the subway to lean against the wall. I love at a theater to take an aisle seat that has the railing for you to climb up so then I can lean against. I just love to not use my neck when I don't have to and just do that.
If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
How do you know that?
I worked in retail.
Oh, someone said that to me once. I thought it was specific.
You thought that it was an original?
Yeah, like when she said, "You're not working smarter, you're working harder." Shirley, you've changed my life.
Arnold and Laughlin are chased by the cars from the Little Rascals race and a motorcycle. And while Buzzsaw takes care of Laughlin's traveling arrangements, Arnold is able to get his revenge and chainsaw him right in the balls. And as Amber commits those important numbers to memory, the opera man zaps them. Do you know what happens to a frog when it's struck by lightning? Luckily, we won't have to find out because Arnold distracts him once more. Follow me, light bulb. And as the opera singer begs to go to commercial, Arnold says he won't kill a helpless human being. At first, the audience boos, but then they wonder, why isn't Arnold acting like the killer they were promised? Luckily, some halftime dancing and an Oprah's Favorite Things segment seems to calm the audience. For now, because an old biddy in the crowd, Donny himself, Agnes, fucks everything up when she's picked to guess who the next killer will be, and she chooses Ben Richards. Because apparently I did write down his character name one single time this episode. That's
because she said it.
And old Agnes fishes her wish when Arnold goes toe-to-toe with Fireball the Stalker, but not before he discovers a locker room filled with the remains of last season's winners.
And this is the twist I knew was coming. And maybe I'm too jaded by the world. Maybe I just am an expert in sci-fi action movies. But I knew these winners were dead.
Yeah. Nobody gets out alive.
No. Or we would have heard about All Stars.
Damon starts to get sneaky, and he broadcasts a call to Arnold that won't be shown on air, where he offers him a 3-year contract guaranteed, a credit line, a beachfront condo, a standard deal for a network stalker. Damon would hate to see Arnold get canceled when he could go the distance. And in a line with far too many words for Arnold Schwarzenegger to deliver, he tells Damon to eat his contract. In fact, I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. What? Like, it was just like a string of words that I was like, that is a sentence that exists, I guess. Arnold and Amber have gone off the grid, reconnecting with the underground resistance, including one member who looks exactly like Bernard from the Santa Claus. Did you see him?
I did.
He had the costume, too. And so, facing third act problems, the network has the dancers perform an interpretive dance of sadness, and they call in everyone's favorite stalker, Captain Freedom. And this pill popper says this is a sport of death and honor. He won't go in there with all the doodads and fancy things. The network uses AI to map Arnold's face onto a stunt double, and Captain Freedom pretends to kill Arnold on live television, giving the audience the big finish they're looking for. Meanwhile, Amber still remembers the uplink code, which allows them to hack into the system at last and broadcast the original video from the Bakersville massacre for all to see. Arnold promised Damon he'd be back, and he doesn't want to be a liar, so he and the Resistance enter the stadium where they fight the remaining stalkers, including a dickless moron with a battery up his ass, and finally come face to face with Damon himself. Damon says Americans love television, they love sports, they love violence. And so Arnold gives the audience what they want. And the people cheer as Damon himself gets zooted into the arena, dying a fiery death. Good times, a happy ending for all.
Now, why did he crash into that thing and nobody else on the sled did?
I think because Arnold's so strong and pushed him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, final thoughts. If we were to bring this movie to present day, who would you cast in the reboot, or what would the plot to a sequel be?
Oh, I didn't change this part of my outline from last week. So my outline says a reboot with Angela Bassett and Alfre Woodard. And I was like, who did I want each to play? This still stands. I still want this. Alfre Woodard can be No Peking Carlos and Angela Bassett will be Arnold.
I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't do this part, like we said in the beginning. I think sometimes things are too close to home to make.
Yeah.
It no longer feels like a cautionary tale. It feels like we're going to be giving the wrong people some big ideas. So final thoughts. What about this movie aged well and what aged like Blockbuster?
I think all of it aged a little too well, including the AI finale.
October being recruitment month, earn a double bonus for reporting a family member.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All of it. The blockbuster of it all. I mean, obviously the special effects, but I think the poor special effects of this time make it campy in a fun way. So I have no notes with that. And also Amber being No Peking Carlos, like her being Gabrielle's bitch mother. I know that she's just an actress. She can play whatever role she wants, but I personally was rooting for her downfall.
Oh, okay. I also feel like what aged like Blockbuster, we didn't need her to be tied up. We didn't need him to come into his brother's apartment and say, I could break your neck like a chicken. Like, there was just some unnecessary violence towards women that we didn't really need to have in there. I think what ages well, the donations to the Patriot Fund to support the dead stalkers' families. I mean, that's just Charlie Kirk right there. They're like, violence, but not that type of violence. And yeah, I think just to conclude, now is a great time to talk about class consciousness. So go ahead and read Work Won't Love You Back or Fighting Times. So next week, a total tonal shift. It is Whoopsgiving, and the cuties have made their choice. We will be covering Sister Act 2.
I can't wait.
Me
Have
either.
you seen the sequel?
It's the only one I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I used to watch it in my early childhood development class. Why? No one knows, but we watched it several times that year.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So we will talk to you later. Love you like a sister.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.